Hi, it's Ashley here from Scott Country International and the Night Vision Show. This week's episode, Tim is out controlling foxes using the all very popular Pulsar Merger XP50 LRFs, coupled up with the Pulsar Thermion 2 XG50 LRF. This is Pulsar's answer to the long range thermal riflescope. Also in this week's episode we have Cathal out on a rabbit mission using the HikMicro Alpex A50T and the Infiray Eye E6 V3. Welcome to the Night Vision Show.
Tim from Scott Country International. Tonight we're out foxing, thermal style. Got the Thermion XG50 LRF mounted on top of that. I'll be spotting with the old faithful Mergers LRF XP50. That'll be sat on top of the Recon CT1 tripod. Now I've left it a bit later tonight before I come out. It's almost dark now, so it's just 11:30 up in Northumberland. Nice and miserable and rain. There's loads of rain been on the ground, raining while I was coming up here. So we'll have a little butch around, see how many foxes we can get. Cheers. So we was out, I'm having a little foxing session the other night, and I was at my big permission, so two farms adjacent to each other. I was scanning around, got up to my usual position, got set up overlooking the farm, and I saw this fox running through the woods. Got up with the Mergers, had a look through, and obviously a vixen coming through with a couple of cubs playing around the trees. Obviously got back to the earth there. Obviously then the vixen went out to do her business. I tracked her down into the valley. It was about a 250 shot. I thought I'll just leave her because she's doing her business. Obviously they weren't over there causing any damage or anything like that. There's no stock over there or anything like that. It's just disappearing back down through the valley into the woods. So I got her up on the Thermion, had a look through, and I was like, I'll just leave her. So not causing any damage. It's not all about just tallying foxes up. It's control and management. So I left that one for the night, and I'll get back another night if I see him up closer to the farm or to the stock. Moved position. Was walking around, got up onto what I call my like shooter's hill. I can overlook a massive hillside up to a crag up the top. And I was looking back the way from where I was in my previous position down in the hill, and then saw a fox just pop up from under the wall. I've shot a few foxes here before on my thingy. Obviously this is now in with the stock field, so the lambs are still in there, and it's coming around to the sort of nearer the farmhouse. Now I tracked him through from about 170 yards, tracked him through behind some trees. Wasn't presenting much of a shot. It wasn't coming into any calls or anything like that. They eventually stopped. Luckily enough, tracked him back. He come back through the back towards the way he come, and then he stopped again, and I managed to get the shot on. Then moving on to the next fox, I could hear all this racket over the distance. So I'm filming over this. I've moved permissions. I've then gone over to my next permission. Sat up here, just down on a pile of rocks that I can overlook a left and a right valley. I can hear all this racket over in the background. I had the fox caller on, calling either playing the vixen or the dog territory. I could hear these two dogs replying, or a vixen shouting in the background. And I was scanning over, and I picked up with the Mergers. I was using the Merger XP50s LRFs, and I could see the two dogs yakking and like arguing with each other, and they're running through the fields, and like a pair of teenagers just tearing through the fields. But that over where they was is not my permission. So as you can just see from the footage, I mean, just showing the capability of the Merger. Like, let's not get excited about the XLs. Yes, they're amazing, but the XP is still up to the job, still lasing out 800 yards, still identifying foxes at 800 yards. So don't be disheartened. Yeah, so I was busy watching them two foxes. I watched them all go through. I kept watching them. I didn't go too far. Disappeared down into a wood line, and away they went. So I watched them, turned around to scan behind me, and I just saw another fox just pop out the tree line, obviously coming up out the where the stock fields are. This is on my other permission. So quickly got up on the shot. I'd had it in black hot here on the Thermion. It was quite hot. Humidity, it was quite humid as well. There'd been heavy rain that day, and black hot was just working better. As you'll see from the footage from the scope, absolutely crystal clear. The fox was up there about 250 yards, I think he was, 247 yards, something like that. Anyway, lazed him, he stopped side on, perfect shot. So there we go then, another good night out with the Merger and the Thermion XG50 LRF. Now I've got my eyes on the new Merger XLs. Do you think I should make the jump? I can't decide. Comment below and see if I'll take that jump from the XPs and a 640 by 480 sensor resolution up to the new Merger XLs in high definition. I can't decide. I'll let you make the decision for me in the comments. Now over to Cathal in Northern Ireland, who's out with his Alpex A50T and his Infiray Thermal monocular, shooting some rabbits. Cheers.
Hello, Cathal here from International. Tonight I'm out with Infiray Eye E6 Plus as well as HikMicro's Alpex A50T. So if you like myself, if you like watching a bit of YouTube in the evenings, sitting down, chilling out, watching some of the best YouTubers out there, but like ourselves, we've revamped the whole YouTube here. We're bringing a whole every Friday evening. We're going to bring in different shows. We want to hear from you guys, so make sure and hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment, leave a like, hit the bell above as well, so you get notified every Friday as to when we're coming out with something new. And if anybody wants to see products tested, make sure and leave it a comment down below. So let's get into the action. So here's the first clip of the night. As you can see, I'm picking up these two rabbits here in the field. No IR at the minute. There we are, flick it right on, there we are. The detail in this scope is absolutely amazing. The IR torch I'm using is a Wicked Light IR. If you want to check it out, there'll be a link in the bottom of the video down below. It's on Scott Country International as well. It pairs well with the scope. It's absolutely phenomenal. Picks up everything. You can see the details in those blades of grass there. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So this is my first outing with the Infiray Eye E6 Plus. So this is the first field now for a look over. As you can see, spot these two rabbits stood away. Zoom in, I want to get the reticle and the screen all fixed for my own, so it's a little bit shaky here. I do apologise. But as you can see, it picks up the rabbits here very clearly. I end up scanning the whole field here in one swift motion. As you can see, it picks up another one just in the edge row, two more here just before the gate entry. So I knew it was in for a fun evening. So shortly after that first rabbit and scanning the field there with thermal to spot a couple of good rabbits, I thought I was in for a real nice quick bag straight away. But to my surprise, the field sort of cleared and I couldn't figure out why until I spotted this guy. This guy came through a little gap in the head and in the field here, as you can see. Took me a little while to get the scope focused as I wasn't ready for something at that distance. So as you can see, I sort of get the scope focused here and get everything right down to fine detail, and you can really see the details in this Hik scope. As you can see, I'm not that far away from the fox, so the fox doesn't know I'm there. The IR light is shining everything up from the blades of grass to the background, even behind the fox, to see that is a safe shot there right in behind it. I decided to shake off the mist and move on to the next field, where I always knew there's going to be rabbits. I'd always held rabbits for many years that I've been hunting this ground. This field comes up and right down at a big steep bank. As you can see, there's always rabbits at the bottom of it. Leaves a great safe shot for anything that's down at the bottom. I then zoom back out again to take a quicker look around the rest of the field. Over to the right hand side here, I spot another one, just if I get myself moved over. So as you can see there with the IR light, that rabbit's being completely lit up there with his eyes. Everything can be seen from right in the scope. So I decided to take away from the stand and move a little bit closer and try and get an easier shot. So after that field, I moved on to the next field, which coincides with a house on a main road just in behind that. So none of these rabbits were safe for a safe shot, but I wanted to get a look through the scope to see what it looks like. As you can see, it's picking out everything. Every single rabbit is being picked out with that IR light. Even the ones hiding in the bushes here on the left hand side, you can see them just hiding in the cover there, but the IR torch and the HikMicro scope is picking them up. And as you'll see in the thermal imagery as well here, which I'll show in the next clip, you'll see that the thermal was even picking rabbits up, but the scope wasn't picking up that were actually in thick cover just to the left of this rabbit here. So as you can see in this clip here, these fields are completely loaded with rabbits. These clips and the thermal clips really show that this farm has a real big problem with rabbits to them at. All the fields have sandy banks and have all easy digging for rabbits, so the farmer's trying to get as much thinned out as possible. I'm trying to do my best, which were the HikMicro scope and the Infiray Eye E6 Plus is coming in handy to try and thin out everything where they can't see me and I can see them. But as you can see, sometimes it's nearly impossible to try and get rid of majority of these rabbits. So for this clip here with the scope, I wanted to show you the difference with the IR on. I already showed you at the very start, so I'm going to show you again later on the night. As you can see here, it's 12:30, and you can see the time at the very top. You can see neighbours' lights coming on there just in that top bush. Once I flick this IR on, the difference that it makes is absolutely phenomenal. The scope is still picking up that rabbit before the IR comes on, but once you flick that IR on, it's like somebody flicks on a big massive switch. It's unbelievable. So here's another clip showing exactly what I was talking about in the clip before. These fields are living with rabbits. They are absolutely everywhere. Daytime they're scarce, you look into the fields, they're not there, but during the night they are absolutely everywhere. It's where they think they're safe. It's where they do most of their damage. These fields are only cut, and some of the fields in behind it are only seeded. They're really causing damage as it is, so I try to stay on top of it as best I can. So here he has a prime example as to why you need a thermal spotter when you're out. As you can see, the rabbits there to the left that are in the bush there that are just fading away that I couldn't see, but yet the spotter was picking them up. The scope wasn't even picking them up or anything, so at least the spotter was there to pick them up. Again, it picks up the rest of the rabbits, the one here right on the hedgerow and the other two at the bottom of the field. Again, right down to the finished detail to where their ears are, what way they're facing, everything. This thermal imagery is absolutely phenomenal. So there you have it. As you can see, the Infiray is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot get over the detail on every little hair on that rabbit's head and in around the ears. As you can see, the rabbits were hiding in those bushes just up to the left along the hedge. Everything was picking up everything. It also was tested against the add-on, thermal add-on that Ashley had out recently. If you want to check it out, the link to that video will be down below. Or, as I said before, hit that subscribe button. It'll be there with all the rest of the videos. I want to run through the spotter here itself. So as the top of it here, you'll have, as you can see, just the very top here, you'll have a sort of button here for photographs and for videos. Here's your menu, as well as your top off your menu. The back is where you focus for your eye. And your front, which is the lens cap, which also acts as an on and off switch. So once I flick that down, that is now the device turned on. As you can see here, the reticle at the very front, and then your focus for your eyes here. Pretty simple, sleek design. As I say, it's very handy when everything's here. Everything's right here. You don't have to move nothing, don't have to adjust nothing. Especially when you're holding maybe the tripod in the other hand or the rifle or whatever way you want to do it. At least this way, everything's here. Everything's real easy to get at, and it's unbelievable. Infray's came out with a whole new line of stuff. I'm sure you'll be seeing products coming up with myself and Tim and everybody else. But as I say, definitely hit that subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
Well, that's it for another week, folks, from the Night Vision Show. If you like that wee video, click the subscribe button down below. And if you want to know whenever our next content's going to be available, click the bell button above and you'll get a wee notification to say whenever it's out. So in next week's episode, we're going to have Thomas. Thomas is our new pro staff member. Thomas is out in the forest of Dean looking for wild boar with the new Zeiss DTI 640. Thanks for watching.